Hello, everybody! Welcome to the Diaries. Today is Saturday the 15th, and it's kind of late in the afternoon. The sun is going down. It's not evening yet. It's about 5 after 5, but, you know, days are getting shorter because we're getting close to winter and everything. And when I was outside the other day, Friday rather, the gardeners for this complex area where Darkslade Manor is located were like blowing things down with their gas-powered blowers because none of them know how to use a broom or a rake or anything. And apparently they got a little rambunctious and one of my fountains is damaged. So I gotta go out and fix it. Now I was gonna do this earlier today, but this was just one of those days where it was hot and I just didn't have the to want to go do it. Well, I had the right now, so we're gonna go out and fix that fountain. That's one thing we're gonna do. Possibility might be going out tomorrow. Not anything spectacular, but you know, a road trip's a road trip, and all that kind of fun stuff, and some other things too. As you may know, I am not a spring chicken anymore. I'm not an old gray mare either, she said, but I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And things that are old on me have a tendency to fall off. Hair, teeth, you name it, they fall off. So, the other day, I had another tooth fall out, and it's one that I knew was coming out because it was supposed to be yanked out. And because of that thing at the dental place that said, oh, your blood pressure's 287 over 63, even though we took it wrong, they were never able to do it. So it had to work its way out on its own. Now, I did get some veneers, some false teeth, but I'm not used to them yet. And I sound funny when I talk. Well, I sound funny when I talk anyway, but I mean, they're a little cumbersome, and I don't know if they're really going to work out that well. So I may just wind up looking like I live in a trailer. But as it is, these kinds of things happen as you get older, and I could dwell on it and moan and piss and cry about it, but the only person that seems to bother is me. So I guess we'll just kind of roll with it, and I am going to try, maybe the next episode you'll see me with the veneers in. And provided I can, you know, figure out how to speak with them. But in the meantime, we have a bunch of stuff to do, and I think it's about time we did it. So, without any further ado, let's get going! Okay, so you recall this here fountain here, which has no water in it right now. It's going to shortly, though. And it looks pretty much the way you'd expect. Here's the problem. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So this has to be re-secured here, and this needs to be re-secured up here. Now, fortunately, this is not a big deal because it's all re-secured with hot glue. And this came loose because it's been knocked around a few times, and then the guys who come along with their electric or gas-powered wind didn't help matters any. So we're going to fix that right now. I should probably spark this one on so I could adjust it and make sure that it was a little bit more straight, but I didn't. So Lord knows where it's going to run. Well, except for the fact that the pump motor is screaming a bit. Seems to be working. The other one, though, I need to pull that basin and replace it. It's definitely leaking. Yeah. I'm listening to the baseball game, and a commercial came on for a beer company. I'm not going to mention the name because I generally don't do that, of course. Like, and the commercial touted, had this woman's voice, which was really unusual because usually a man saying it's cold and refreshing. Had a woman's voice, and she said, because Coors Light is lagered cold. Now, if any of you know what it means to lager a beer, it means it's lagered at low temperature. It's manufactured at low temperature. So to say that it's lagered cold is the same as saying that French fries are deep fried hot. It's a redundancy. But that's not the other thing. There's one other aspect about that. And that is, most beers are made that way. They're lagered cold, they're packaged cold, they're blah blah cold, 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 cold. That's kind of like SOP. That's the way it's done. So I'm trying to figure out what Coors, well, I didn't say that, is trying to do by telling you our beer is manufactured just like everybody else's. That's kind of weird. And to say that it's lagered cold is kind of a dumb thing to say. It's repeating yourself. It's like me saying, our next episode will be next. Yeah, that's right. It may not be immediately next, but I digress. All right? So, beer commercials, which have always to me been annoying anyway, because as you know, I think that when they make a recording of what's supposed to be beer pouring, it sounds like someone taking a leak. Now we're saying that it is cold made cold. So it's cold. Make sure it's cold. If you put it in a refrigerator, it'll be cold. If you package it cold, it'll stay cold until it warms up. Then you have to cool it again. Anyway, so that's probably why I don't drink beer. It's too confusing! Okay, as you know, the fountain, one of the fountains on the Adventureland Porch, appears to have a small leak in it. Well, I mentioned that to you yesterday, and I went out there and took a look today. Check this out. This fountain is about as dry as you can get. So, yeah, it didn't have a little leak in it. It has a big-ass hole somewhere in there. However, I did go out, pardon me, clearing my throat. I did go out and get something to replace this tin, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, here's the original basin. And if you check in the bottom, you can see, oh, look, there's daylight shining through there. So, yeah. So this is kaput. Okay, so what I'm replacing this poor old thing with is this. This is actually a dog's watering dish. So it's since it's a water dish, I know it's going to hold water, you see. But what I'm not going to do, what I would do the other, is I put a hole in the side and ran the hose out, which worked. I mean, that's not where it was leaking, but as I learned with my other fountain, if I bring the hose over the back and just cover it, it's just as good. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then put the greenery around it, and we should be good to go. Yay, it's functioning again. And we have a psychotic hummingbird out here that's looking for something. He's buzzing around all over, screaming his head off. But, yeah, there that is. And yeah, it's shallower, so the light sticks up a bit. But it still does the job that I intended it for, and that's for ambiance, for the sound, and for moving water, which everybody likes, including the psychotic hummingbird. Oh, it's not a psychotic hummingbird. It's a psychotic starling right over here. Oh, there he goes. Halloween is right around the corner. Actually, it's around the corner and 1 month down the road. And I think this year I want to do something a little bit more involved. First thing is I want to shave off half this beard because it's getting too big, and I'm looking at myself right now thinking, wow, I got the Santa thing going on there. Well, that isn't 2 months. Anyway, I want to put up a little bit better display than I have in the past. I picked up some styrofoam headstones and things like that. But there was a prop at the store that had me thinking of an idea. Basically what the prop was, it was a clown, and it had its arms out. Let me back up a bit, like this, see? Like that, yeah, I'm gonna do a little camera adjustment here. Like this. And when it would talk, its eyes would light up, which was kind of stupid, but it would go like this. And he'd say, come closer, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, I have my plant prop and all things like that. I think I want to make some kind of a specter prop that's got its arms out like that. And, you know, put the candy dish in the middle and so forth. And the thing would have to be about as tall as me. It can't be too tall. And then design it so that when I pull a cord, it'll close its arms. So if somebody goes up there, it would grab them like that. And then let them go, of course. That's a really kid stuff films type of thing to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to go through my PVC, see what I've got, if I have enough to build something. Because basically what it would just be is it would be a stand, and it would have, you know, connection would be, these would be PVCs just in an elbow, either in a, well, 90 or a 45. So it's like this. And I'm thinking of using those really big demon hands I have. And then all I would need is I'd need a head for it. And then I can make the body out of rags and garbage bags, things like that, to give it some body, some heft and what have you. And then I could drive it into the ground, so it would be held up by stakes, basically. Drive it in the ground and have it out in front. Then I could be on the other side of the fence like I normally am and have a cable connected right there. So when somebody walked up, I could just yank the cable and it would go like that. So we're going to work on that idea and see if we can't pull something like that off, because I think that'd be pretty cool. We don't get a lot of kids around this area on Thanksgiving because they're not out trick-or-treating on Thanksgiving. They do it on Halloween. Generally. But in the course of the last year, a lot of kids have moved in with their parents. A lot of adults have moved in with the kids. And so I'm thinking this year we might get quite a few more. And we usually have somebody put out, the office will put out a thing, a little sticker or a little card or something to go on your apartment that says Halloween candy is given out here, so people don't go to, you know, apartments where nobody's going to give anything. And Darkslade Manor has got the Adventureland Porch. I'd have to put on the other side of the Adventureland Porch, because my porch is right outside the door. You've seen it with the unlocking of the lock when it unlocks, and going out there. It's a narrow, kind of a narrow spot. So we're going to try that out in front and see what happens. So let's work on some ideas there. Okay, it's supposed to rain tonight, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. I'll show you exactly what's going on. It's getting cloudy, that's what's going on. I'm thinking up here, by the fence, this is usually where I give out Halloween candy. So I'm going to set up the thing, which is going to be a scarecrow inside it. So he'll be up here, make him about as tall as me. Put the candy dish down here, and then run the line. I can run straight back through here or up that way. So when I pull it, it'll go like that. And then the headstones, I can put along here, kind of put it like a luminaire or something like that. So people walk up this direction. Not that we'll have a ton of people, but still. And then all the headstones and things I can put out here in this area. So we have to get started on the frame. I'm thinking I'll use 4 half-inch PVC, about back up a bit, not this high, maybe a little less. And I can drive down into the ground with the tent stakes that I have, or those plant stakes that I have, and I can put that down on there, and then I'd only have to build up this much of it, which will keep it sturdy and it won't be flopping around. So let's get going on that. So remember that area I said we was going to build the thing in for the Halloween? Well, this is what it looks like right now. It is completely submerged because we had some serious rain come down last night. It wasn't a monsoon, it was a slow, steady rain, and it ran all night long. There's Darkslade Manor, there's Lake Mosquito. So we have to wait for these waters to recede. I mean, I can still work on it, but I can't planted anywhere. Hope it doesn't do that on Halloween. Okay, we gotta make a trip to pick up a few things. Now the weather has improved. The big lake is gone in front of the Darkslade Manor, and so we have to make a trip to pick up a few things. I need to get some PVC for the new prop for Halloween. I need to get some burlap. I need to get some. I need to get a styrofoam head. I could probably do something else, but I have an idea if that's something I want to do with it. And some kind of light gauzy material. And I need something else. I can't remember what it is. I know I need a mattress cover for my bed, because my bed is like a bunch of springs with, you know, material around it. This was a cheap mattress, and so I need to get one of those, like those foam things that go on top, because I wake up in the morning feeling like I slept on a bunch of steel springs. I know something else. I've got it written down, so maybe I should go check. Okay, let's head on out there, shall we? To pick up some stuff. Let's go. I try not to bang into anything. This is going to be a little different, because we're not taking the Car of Mystery today. We're taking the Super Ninja Minivan High Speed Go. I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this time. I know using the hinges usually works, but man, on half-inch PVC, it's not really all that tremendously reliable, but we'll have to do with whatever we have. The other thing, taking this car, is it's got AC. Not that it's an incredibly hot day today, but matter of fact, it's really well, it's not even overcast, it's cloudy. We may have some rain this weekend. That'd be pretty awesome. If you are a Waiting for Waffles fan, and you saw our last video, it was our version of this song. Yep. And this seat is too close to the steering wheel. The steering wheel's still out. There you go. So yeah, so we'll go to Home Depot first, then we'll go over to Hobby Lobby, and then we're going to go over to either Target or Walmart, because I need to get that mattress topper. I also need to get a vacuum cleaner. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. I might. Alright, I got my PVC. I've decided I'm going to do the whole thing in 3/4. And the reason being, I already have all the 3/4 inch pipe. So, it's kind of silly to go out and buy new PVC when I've got what I need, you know? I'll tell you a little story. Many of you know that several years ago, my best friend passed away. A very traumatic experience for me. Probably more so for him, but it was very much for me. And so anyway, I have a lot of mementos from when my best friend was around. We did a lot of things together. And one thing we did is we went and took road trips to Disneyland. And this song is playing right now, which is Sister Havana by Urge Overkill. We always had on the music agenda. It was one of the songs I would play. So whenever I hear this song when I'm in a car, it's like a flashback. You know, if I was on the freeway, it would be even more so. But, yeah. Just a little story, a little anecdote. There's another song on the CD that has the same effect, which was, the song is, I Haven't Got a Clue by Dramarama. We used to always have that one playing too. Not always at the same time, like. Here it is. Going by the Stone Creek Golf Course, and they have a sprinkler on. The sprinkler. I swear to God, they're trying to water this entire golf course with one sprinkler. I mean, it looks like a stinking geyser. But it's off to the side and it just got off too. Oh well. I could have spun around and shown you, but it's too late now. Alright, well what I did is I cut out these two, which are going to be the base. And there'll be two large tree spikes in the ground. And these slide on top of them. Okay, so that'll hold this up. Then we have our 90s. And in the midst of all of this, we have our tee. There we go. So that's the base. Okay, one of those things that just drives me crazy, and it happened today. It's Daddy's Weekly Gripe. Yeah. It's Daddy's Weekly Gripe. It's Daddy's Weekly Gripe. I went to the grocery store. I had to pick up. I was out of milk and I was out of soda, so I said, "Well, I'll get some milk and I'll get some soda." And I found the soda there on sale. Okay, 4 6-packs for $9. 4 6-packs for $9. $2.25 a 6-pack. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going on that deal. So I go down to get a basket. I come back and I start pulling them out. 1, 2, 3. 3. Well, maybe I'll try the zero instead of the diet. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. Huh. What about the regular? 1, 2, 3. Who in the hell are they trying to kid here? If you say it's 4 for $9, you better bloody well have 4 of them there. And when they don't, they always say, you know, I went up to the counter and he said, "You find everything you're looking for?" I said, "Well, these are 3 and then 4 for $9. Fortunately, it was a mix and match. But he says, "Well, you know, we could always have someone look in the back." And I started to think, you know, I used to work in retail, and I remember the back. Seemed like every store apparently has the back in it. Doesn't matter where you go, somebody will ask, "Don't you have more in the back?" I'm thinking I'm going to open a retail store of some kind, I don't know, and I'm going to call it the back. So when they said, "Do you have more in the back?" This is it. You're in the back. Maybe it's in the front of the back. Or in the back of the back, but it's in the back. Alright, it is evening time, and I have Atari playing on the TV. And what I'm going to try to do is do something with this head. First thing I'm going to do is take the plastic off of it. Yeah. Now I have a okay. Then we need the burlap. Now I got lots of burlap because I use a lot of burlap and a lot of different things. But what I'm going to do with this, I got a lot of burlap. We're going to take this head here and we're going to do a little design change on his face. And then I'm going to put his face and wrap it bird out. Alright. So what we're going to do, some very simple stuff. We're going to take this head and we're going to carve out carefully an eye. Oh, I got it in my hair, I got it in my pants, got it on the floor, got it everywhere. Now, under normal circumstances, I would use black paint to do what I'm going to do next, but I think I have a big fat black felt marker, which will probably work just as well. You cannot use spray paint on a foam head, because spray paint dissolves styrofoam. Yeah. Yeah, well, here's our Scarecrow head. I'm thinking I might want to put a little darkness here on the outside as well. But yeah, if that comes out staring at you, you probably wouldn't be too happy about it. So I think it looks pretty good. Looks like a piece of plumbing, doesn't it? Found the right color too. And it worked. Right, be careful because this is going to dissolve some of that styrofoam underneath. So we want to hit just carefully, very carefully. Looks good. Alright. I can pull this out of the ground and finish building it. So, Spotify. If you don't pay for their service, they'll put the most obnoxious, annoying, noisy commercials on. Anyway, so I have to get the hinges because I didn't get them when I went the last time. And I need to get the paratrooper cord. Now the cord, I don't necessarily have to get right at this moment, but I need to get the hinges and I need to get the springs because I want the arms to open up on their own. Pull the cable, they close, release the cable, they open, so I don't have to go out and reset it every time. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm going over, across the way. I'm going to pay too much, but I really don't want to drive all the way out to Huzakai Land to get it. Huzakai Land. That's the corner of Cactus and Cave Creek Road. Huzakai Land. That's just what I'm calling it. Here's our thing. This sits on here like so. Alright. and then it's hooked onto the hinge. Cable runs from here, actually from here to here, and so when you pull it, it goes, oh, yeah. So that's what the name of that tune. Okay, there it is. Well, there it is. See, these are hinged, so they will close. If there's somebody really skinny, if you close them about this far. But the idea is about like this, just so they know that they're caught. So what I need to do is put the screw eyes in, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Then I can run the cable from behind, and when I pull it, it'll go. So, probably should have done this with the other side. To push it back down here. It's a good thing I only need a little air because I only have a little air. Alright. I'm just going to kind of set this haphazardly up here. Oh, that's a too haphazardly. Here we go. Let me put the hat on top of them. There we are. Now this is just a cheap hat. I've had this hat for years. It's a Halloween hat. It's not an expensive top hat or anything. And now we need to fill this guy out a bit. Well, there he is, without his hands yet. Take care of that ASAP. And I gotta paint those things down there brown so they look like he's on sticks and not like he's on PVC. And yeah, came out alright. And he works, that's the best part. Well, that took a while to get wrapped up, but yeah, for the most part it's done. It needs the hands, and I'll take care of that pretty soon. And oh man, humidity is a little crazy today. And I had some other things I'm going to do on the porch, but we'll be looking at that next time. I think for today we will wrap up this bad boy. Sorry for the delays in the videos. You know my life is a haggledy-paggledy of things. And sometimes I just can't get to stuff, and more times than not I can't get to stuff. So I'll try to bring these up November, December. There should be a couple. Hopefully they'll be closer together because there's a lot more stuff going on. This year we're going to try to get out to McCormick-Stillman Railroad for their Christmas setup. We'll probably be doing zoo lights again, see if they have changed things up there. And November we'll be doing more cooking stuff. And theoretically I'm going to have my my special Thanksgiving group thing this year. I didn't have it last year, it was just too crazy around here. So hopefully we'll have that, and that's kind of stuff that's coming up. Maybe 1 or 2 times out on the road. I would like to get back out to Frontier Town, the nearly famous Frontier Town that we went out to 2 years ago, because well, I need to get more of the soap that I normally get, but I want to look into some of their candle stuff and some other things too, just some ideas that I've had in my head. It's not a good place for ideas to be. Anyway, so that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, you guys have yourselves a great week. End of line.